Umayyads' rule. Iraq, where Ali had spent the last years of his life, was bustling with these rebellious groups, and they looked to the Prophet's bloodline.
So what happened was that the Iraqi Muslims called on Hussein basically to come rescue them. Called on him to come from Mecca and said, "We have an army, thousands of men here ready to rise up under you, swords in hands, and oust the usurper Yazid. Just come and lead us and we will rise up." And Hussein left Mecca to go to Iraq, but how he did it is very strange. He left with all of 72 warriors and his family, and that was it. And he, all along the way, the warnings came. They're going to betray you. They're not going to rise up under you. They are too proud. They use big words and these warnings came again and again. And Hussein just acknowledged them and said, "We're going forward." He said, one thing he said was, "Man journeys in darkness and his destiny journeys toward him." It was the Islamic month of Muharram, which is still celebrated throughout the Shia world. Celebrate is not the right word, commemorated, I should say. And one by one, during those 10 days, these iconic images of what would become Shia Islam were formed as one warrior or one member of Ali's family after another went out to meet their deaths. And by the 10th day, which is Ashura, which simply means 10, but it's also the name of the main event, the 10 days of mourning and commemoration of this massacre in Karbala, the place that would become known as Karbala. Near the banks of the Euphrates, Hussein himself went out and was killed, beheaded, as were all the 72 warriors. Their heads taken back to Yazid, treated with enormous disrespect, the women put in chains, manacles, and so on. And the whole of the Muslim world at the time was in shock. These were the last members of the Prophet's family, right? And there'd been this massacre of them. If the first crack was at the moment of Muhammad's death, this is where it fell apart, it split kind of irrevocably.
Hussein was killed in 680 AD in Karbala, Iraq. The word Karbala took on special symbolism loaded with meaning, and the martyrdom and massacre are still emotionally commemorated by millions of Shias around the world.
As a Shia, being born in Karbala and being a descendant of Hussein, because my title is Sayyid Fadil Husseini Milani, this full title.
Ayatollah Fadil al-Milani from the Imam Khoui Islamic Center in northwest London.
It's continued boiling in the bloods of the Shias. They cannot emotionally forget. It's something in the psyche of the Shias throughout the centuries. We can't forget that. Now, coming to Shias of Bahrain, Lebanon, Iraq, and some other countries, we see that from day 1 of Muharram, which is the first month in the Islamic calendar, until the 10th, these 10 days are very, very different from the whole year. Of course, wearing black shirts and black clothes. The mosques and centers are covered with black clothes, and they commemorate the martyrdom of Al-Hussein alayhi salam.
The grandson of the Prophet, who the Prophet had played with him on his knee when he was a boy. It's a classic drama of the virtuous holy man confronted by military power, military dictatorship, if you like, and done to death. It's a very human drama that is repeated and re-argued through the centuries.